And we are going to continue together with Julia and Alexey, who are going to share information about what is happening in our SOC center right now. Julia, Alexey, the floor is yours. Hi, Vova. Hi. This is lunchtime, or maybe after lunchtime, which means that this is time when we go to... Where did you come? I came to Security Operations Center, which is the big brother, which follows the city, controls the city. Alyosha, what has happened in the last 4 hours in our city? What were you able to see there? What have you observed behind those who left their footprints? We have less than 24 hours to the end of our competition. 23 hours and 36 minutes. No, 22 hours, actually. 22 hours and 15 minutes, approximately. And I would like to say to those guys who realize risks that they have less and less time. And they have to reinforce their forces less and less. And which are the offices? Nobody been touching them. Big brother grow. Remember that they are expecting for you. Don't disappoint us. Destroy everything. Yes, because I believe that it's going to be sad to those SOCs who came, who monitor some infrastructure, and no risk has been realized. Alexey has forgot about his favorite iron railroad. Containers in the sea. We still are waiting for them. Please don't disappoint us. We have very little time left. Where is my watch? It's 22 hours and that's it. And everything will become not accessible. Unfortunately. Yes. Thank you. Alexey. Okay, everything got fixed. So why only 6 dangerous files? This is in the last hour. We're going to change this number very fast. What are you going to do? Tell me, what are you doing here? This is a simple dashboard where you can select for which period you would like to see data. This is for the last 7 days. The last 7 days, considering that in our event it's 5 days. So this is the statistics, 6 vulnerabilities per hour, not 6 malicious programs per hour. This is the activity shown by our guys, attackers. Because if we'll select some hour period closer to the night, then we'll see more of those. Also, I see my favorite number, which is called number of incidents. 65. Yesterday, before the weekends, it was 34, now it's 65. How much it was yesterday? Yesterday, during the day, it was approximately 40, and by evening, it was approximately 50. So we are gradually moving up. All other people, yesterday it was Saturday and Sunday. We have to do it 24/7. But our red teamers are not made to work in 24/7 mode. We personally asking, don't go to sleep. Right? Right. Yesterday you've been walking around, so I had to push them. Yes. I had fun yesterday. So honestly speaking, the topic of our conversation is very interesting. We're standing in front of dashboards from SOC. In our city, we have our own security operations centers. Every facility, every company has their own teams. There are attackers, there are defenders, like in real life. But I have an idea. Tell me, please, availability of SOC and security level. Are these two equal things? For example, if my company, I have SOC, and I'm sitting here and I'm saying, I'm safe. No, it's not like that. Definitely, SOC is one of those components that we need in a company to provide security. However, that operation that is being realized by SOC is not sufficient. In most of the cases, it's not sufficient. That's why the company should have big number of other processes, which are implemented into business risks so that the wheels would not roll out of the ferries. And, for example, it is necessary so that information security should be understood by business risk owners in the company. So if we're speaking about the company and it's afraid for the money being stolen, so the person, that particular manager who is responsible for business processes, money transfer business processes, or salary accrual processes, this person should also think about informational security, because very often it's much simpler to change business process, to make it safer. Then hackers will not be able to save money. What do you mean by thinking about security? For example, that's me. I am the PR manager, and next to me I have some reputational risks. I understand what is the reputational risk. How should I influence the security that I wouldn't have these reputational risks? How can I do that? So I'm coming to work and I'm saying, Alexey, I have a reputational risk. Where is my security? But you should see how can they be realized in the infrastructure. Should I see it? No, it's a joint process together with the security department and IT department and the owner of this business risk. So what do we define as a reputational risk? It's going to be bad if on our side or at the side of some other company there will be found a video 18 plus in a very harsh form. That would be very bad, very bad. So we have to look from the technical point of view how the hacker can do that. Is there a possibility for a hacker to realize this risk? And then you should look, and there could be several options. Option number one: break your computer, and on your behalf, this video should be started. How my computer can be broken if it's inside of the organization and protected perimeter, which has been controlled by our security center experts. Wonderful. The next question. Do you always enter your workplace and get administrative access to resources where you publish content from corporate notebooks or only from corporate? Do you do it from personal devices? Do you have in your mobile phone access rights? Do you have them? Yes, I do. So we have to solve a dilemma. Either we start monitoring your device and see that it wouldn't be broken by hackers, or we take this possibility, don't take it away from me, please, to publish videos to our site. How can I work if you will take everything away from me? That's a dilemma that has to be solved, and our software should be installed to monitor your activity and to say that, well, I will take it away from you. Okay, I understand that one SOC is not enough. Around the SOC, we should have the full infrastructure and even some processes. That's true. But what are those? In addition to SOC and those processes, well, SOC have to understand why it exists in the company. There are SOCs which give beautiful reports. 52,172 events. No, this is number of events per second. Yeah, you can give this report. It's a bad KPI. Good SOC that tells that we did it in such a way so that in your infrastructure you wouldn't have any risks realized. But SOC by itself can just monitor when hacker penetrates inside of the infrastructure. But also an important moment is reaction. You should kick him away. SOC? No, hacker. You should kick him away so that he wouldn't publish anything. And then we have a close relations with IT department inside of the company. It is necessary to build proper processes and regulations, how to quickly automate and which measures can be taken in infrastructure so that hacker wouldn't realize them. And how fast should this happen? Well, different. How many minutes between the SOC requests and IT department reaction? Not number of minutes are important, but it's important that this number of minutes during which this reaction has happened would be guaranteed less than the number of minutes required to hacker to place video on your site. How much time hacker needs to place a video on the site? Good girl! differently. That's why we have this competition send-off, so that we could learn how much time, how different qualifications, how much different teams, how much time do they require to realize different business risks. And we accumulate these statistics, and upon the results of our investigation, upon the result of our monitoring, etc., we can speak about the level of qualification of hackers, whether it's a school kid that uses common tools, or maybe some IT security group that has prepared themselves and have a possibility to use these resources for even 0 day. And we have to look at the organization, how the organization is ready for this. Some organizations are well protected from one side. They've built very big concrete walls. They've implemented automatic systems of response on the host, VR, multi-level, multi-step protection and defense. But very often they dig the hole, then jumping over. That's my analogy. When a hacker penetrates through these high walls, under those high walls, yes, the trench. Therefore, the tunnel. Looking at the organizations and understanding who this organization fears, you can evaluate the time for realization of the risk. For example, let's take an abstract vendor manufacturing some information security product, and I have understanding that for realization of this risk, hackers should make from 5 steps and higher. 4 is good. We are trying to take care of those. So starting from 5, so we can evaluate that the reaction and response up to 10 minutes is sufficient time to stop the hackers' attacks. Below 10 minutes. Yes. Oh my, I will have a question from the audience. How your recommendation to react below 10 minutes, is it that it's normal? How does it correlate to minimal reactions in the course of 2 hours 57 minutes with a report? Reaction is not always a report. The reaction that we have at the standoff, it's not the reaction that is needed. Because when guys have cleared out the incident to realize the business risk, and when the guys have discovered all 4 steps which were made to realize it, and then they've made a report and sent it to us. But when we speak about practical security, speaking about life in the company, they don't have meaning to wait until the hacker will make 4 steps and cut him away on the 4th step. Of course, as soon as you see him at the initial stage of penetration, then you immediately block him and don't give him opportunity to develop the attack inside of the infrastructure. Wonderful, but in how many minutes our big brother will see that attack has been started inside of our city? Differently, everything depends on these activities, infrastructure, and the source of data on which we are relying. If we're speaking about traffic, in traffic it's practically simultaneously. If you're speaking about logs, well, speaking about logs, we do have certain delay. Is it a big delay? Not big one, but it's insignificant, and it's not reflected on the SLA that we can use to react inside of the infrastructure at the incidents discovered by us. Okay, you've been telling me about traffic, about logs, something else, and it brings me to the question about what should be the technological tools in the side of the IT security department in the organization. So SOC plus communications. So what should it be? Plus, minus, to feel ourselves defended, like in that advertising. Well, it's a question about the fact that many people understand different things under the word of SOC. And tools, they have ideal option from your point of view, ideal from my point of view. Well, I can't find the client who has so much money. For example, you have an ideal client with a lot of money, diamonds and gold. I have a box of money I can't carry. Well, you need to have the vision of the infrastructure on the level of logs, traffic of objects. Okay, we've been speaking about it. We're saying CM, we speak about sandbox, host antivirus, NDR solutions, and also we're speaking about NTA solutions. This is something that's necessary from the monitoring point of view. Then we have if we're a specialized company, we need specialized means which monitor information security in these specialized networks. For example, if we have SCADA, we're a factory, we need to protect SCADA. If we have a lot of web, well, for SCADA, what do we need to monitor in SCADA? Well, we need to discover incidents. Then we have a big number of technologies, approaches, etc. So we need to select and adapt what is better for business processes inside of the company. Then, if we have a lot of web resources and we understand the threats related to publication, then we need to have web publication firewall or similar type solution. Then we need a solution which centralizes all of these. You mean these beautiful dashboards for the blonde girls like me? You enter and you see red. Yeah, if you see red and if you come to the plant, you turn back and you leave. Maybe the oil will be spilled or something. But if I will press a red button and understand what happened over there, yes, you can. That's why these solutions have been developed. Then we need information about threats, because it's difficult to protect the facility if you don't understand who can attack you, and most importantly, how you can be attacked. So you bring in to the word threat intelligence. It is very difficult to get protected from the offender against who you don't understand. And you should look at this story. There's always, well, SOC is always effectively related and works effectively only when it works in couple with the red team. When SOC understands how it can be attacked and which techniques and technologies currently are used by hackers, then they can quickly change their DTACs monitoring. SOC is not like you did it once and it's static, made out of concrete and that's it. No, it's a figure which is constantly changing. I wouldn't compare it to amoeba. Amoeba is willingless. It moves only when it wants to eat. You've been seeing very strange amoebas. But moving to the next technologies which should be available, it should be a process, and most importantly, means allowing you to make a fast response. So you need automatic reaction to those incidents which are discovered by SOC. You wouldn't be able to react inside of the infrastructure investigating the incident when you discover that account of a representative of the department which publishes the content on the internet site was compromised. Yours. And then suddenly you understand that blocking this account, like a quick response, will take 3 days. And you know, criminal can do a lot of bad things in 3 days. He can publish a lot of videos. Then, possibly, there could be different combinations if we understand that internal infrastructure was compromised, and if, for example, a certain computer was compromised, it is necessary, which is needed to stop. Remember WannaCry and others ones. You have to close this computer from other computers and those technologies, so you have to switch it off so that it wouldn't infect other computers. It's not necessary to switch it off, but you have to isolate it from other computers, because if you see fraudulent activity, you cannot understand where it came from and what can be the consequences of it. So when we react, we prefer to isolate, then we dissect it. How do you isolate the patient? My patient is my computer, and right now, problem happened with it. I clicked a letter which says that enter here, they gave you the inheritance of Nigerian prince. So I take this computer and carry this monitor to you. No, keep the monitor to yourself. There's a number of technologies which can be done automatically. For example, we can disconnect your computer from the network without even coming to you. For example, you were connected to us through VPN, your VPN will be disconnected. Oh my, yes. And how can I live with you? Tell me, please, those things that you described to me, it sounds very familiar to me. And I think that we have been talking classical way. But I have a question. The latest technologies, should there be used the research, developments, tools, film what is beautiful, the machine learning, finally, artificial intelligence. Where is all of this? Yes, you can use machine learning, artificial intelligence. We should or we could. We could or we should. I wouldn't say could or should categories. I would say in a category of maximum results for minimal investments. I myself, I'm a very lazy person. And, laziness is something that moves the progress. When I do something very often, then I try to automate it. And what is automated in SOC for such lazy people like me? Well, notifications, incident registration, automatic response, letters to IT department, please block my computer, or please block computer to a person from marketing, etc., etc. So these are things which are done routinely and which can be automated. Of course, during the detect, we should look at the best detects. But the detecting technologies should be, you can use email, you can use artificial intelligence, neural networks, you can use signatures, whatever. It doesn't matter. But the most important thing is to know how to detect the current techniques and tactics applied by the criminals, and how they are detected differently. Would you like to speak specifically the old way by signatures or by artificial brain working some computer? Honestly speaking, you can detect by signatures, artificial intelligence, or you should insure both of them. Well, you have a lot of money. You can buy also meaningless insurance. But honestly speaking, it's not going to work if the results of all these products and technologies will not be looked by a person who has a knowledgeable head, burning eyes, and a person who is ready to dig into it. And most importantly, he also learnable. Because what is the difference in the information security department from other departments compared to the bus driver? Bus driver, you have learned once, and you stay driver until pension. Well, driving rules are changing, but not as fast. Maybe one sign every 5 years and you never see it in your route. But in the information security department, everything is different. New technologies are being invented, and for these technologies, new threats are being invented by our hackers, and not always good hackers. And then you constantly have to self-educate yourself. You should learn new materials, and you should invent, and you should think about how to counterfight against those offenders. This is a constant practice for your brains. It's constant self-education. It's a constant desire to be the best in this fight. And I have the final question to which you will answer the way as I love. 30 seconds. Okay? Wait, first I will ask a question. You have described ideal picture when we have the full tool set, we've built all the processes, everything is beautiful, super team, dream team, and in order for all of this to work, as I think, Information Security Department, in addition to the fact that it has a mass of different tools and possibilities, it should have place of its own, power of influence inside of the business it defends, the role, significant role, and possibility to influence other functions, because you've been kicking me a lot, but we are working in different departments. I have a totally different boss, so I go there, and you do whatever you want. So explain me, where's the place of information security in our life, and how it should manage, work, and influence all of us. Well, considering the digitalization speed, information security should be well integrated into all key functions of the organization we're speaking about. And most important statement for the information security should be that informational security should bring good to the organization. which utilizes it, so that information security wouldn't report millions of attacks, but it would report about impossibility of utilizing business risks. And this is what we are learning today and tomorrow at our cyber range. Thank you very much, Alexey. Thank you very much for being patient with us. We're going to come back, and right now I'm giving floor to Vladimir in his studio and his foreign guest.